This is the story of a man. A man who has a conflict in his life. And I won't go into too much detail in this narration as I don't want to spoil the narrative, but let's just say it involves a lot of various things. This man, whom is played by a popular actor, is going through all kinds of things in his life right now, such as an eviction, as well as being fired, but he also just got a job, and none of those things are actually that important at all to the plot. I'm actually not quite sure what this film is about other than what I've said already. I can tell you what it isn't about, however. It isn't about pirates, zombies, knights, lesbians, fireflies, time travel, Nickelback, cliff jumping, heroic feats, or the long and timely history of the American quarter coin. None of that is mentioned or tackled in this film. And now that I say all of that out loud, I'm honestly becoming disinterested in this film myself. Not only does it sound like a boring film, it sounds like the kind of film a boring person would watch. The video quality is also quite terrible, but I'll bet they'll just call that an artistic choice, instead of admitting that this was made on such a shoestring budget that they couldn't afford a good camera. In fact, based off of what I already know, that this is about a man, it's a drama, somewhat about his love life or lack thereof, and it has none of the above attributes, I can concretely come to the conclusion that if I heard that this was in someone's top 10 favorite movies, I would think less of them as a person. I'd quite possibly let out a sigh at the utterance of its name. In fact, something must be majorly surprising about this film if I were to ever get past the 4-minute mark. I'd probably even switch it off once the opening narration was finished. Although, possibly before that, as the narration and these ungodly establishing shots have been going on and on for a terribly long time now. Would you like to hear about a film I quite enjoyed recently? I went to the theater, which is a dying business, sadly. I wish it wasn't, but it is. But I went to the theater, and I watched a film called Zombie Outbreak 3. And normally, I abhor self-fallacious sequels such as this, but I must say it was quite a smashing hit. In it, a man known only to us as King must fight his way out of an arcade filled to the brim with zombies, using nothing but his wits and whatever item he may find strewn about says arcade. I must say, he dispatches of an undead fellow with a skee ball at some point, and by God, it was marvelous. It's quite good, and that's saying something considering what a hit Zombie Outbreak 1 was, where King had to fight his way through a zombie-filled skyscraper using nothing but his wits and whatever items he may find strewn about. And it's definitely better than Zombie Outbreak 2, which depicts King having to fight his way through a mall filled to the brim with zombies. Critics absolutely lauded that film, despite it having a good couple fan-favorite moments, although at the end of the day people agree that the premise is totally derivative and the pacing just doesn't seem to keep up with the original. Most didn't think it would get another sequel after that flop, but 3 is out, and I think it's great. They star a popular action star, although I'm unsure of the name. It's either Idris Elba or Nicolas Cage. They both look so alike, I'm unsure of which. Perhaps their name is Nicolas Elba and I'm just getting confused. Or maybe it was that Pedro Pascal fellow people keep talking about nowadays. Who knows, I wasn't there for the star power. But for the non-stop action and balls-to-the-wall storytelling. But this isn't that film, sadly. This film is about a man and something boring drama flick. I'm going to go watch Zombie Outbreak 3 again. You can have fun with whatever this is.